Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 153. It's a 3D world. Tonight, we are going to talk about 3D printing. We're going to talk about getting ready for March to Victory, and then just whatever happens to come up. We've got Reese with us, of course. He's changed his room around. So if the wife walks in, we get to see her as she comes pounding through the door there. And McMurray, we know he's alive. He gave me a thumbs up, and he gave he gave Reese a meme on Instagram not too long ago. So we know he's breathing out there. We got Richard Keenan in a little early with saying evening all. Greg with Gamers with Coffee saying second. Jeffy from Hex to Hex says, but I still win. You always win, Jeffy. We know this. Greg saying lol. Evening, Jeff. Hex to Hex says hi, Greg and or Ashley. Telemachus, it was only when I bought a motorbike that I found out that adrenaline is brown. Words to live by, Telemachus. Words to live by. Gamers with Coffee, here I am too. Glad to have you guys here. He gives a hey Jeffy, hey Ash. Ashley says hi Chris, hi Reese. And Charles is in the house with an evening. Howdy, Charles. Glad you could make it. So we haven't been able to say this for a while, but we get to say it tonight. 30% off of all PDFs over at Wiley-Games.com. 30% off all PDFs. Actually, I think it might be all downloads.
I believe it is.
Hello, McMurray.
What's going on, everybody?
Just reminding everybody that it's 30. Everything is 30% off PDFs over at Wiley-Games.com.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's the rest of today and tomorrow till midnight Central Standard Time. Speaking of which, remember, this Saturday night, Sunday morning, 2 a.m. local time to you, we do go forward 1 hour. So 2 o'clock becomes 3 o'clock. We lose an hour this weekend.
For unless you're like Warbutt, who doesn't do that stuff.
Right, exactly. Warbutt says, just fuck it, I don't care.
Yeah, some states don't play that. That's okay, too.
I think Indianapolis or Indiana is like that, at least in some locations.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, Ash, Gamers with Coffee, Ashley says, hi, McMurray.
Hello, Ashley. Hello, Greg. Hello, Keegan, if he's there.
But right now, I am cutting tongue depressors for ship bases for my 3D printed ships.
You may have more money in the bases than you do the ships.
Oh, I absolutely do.
Who's gonna carry the boats? That's frustrating.
It's 75 tongue depressors, I think, were $2.99 at Walmart.
Well, and what scale are your ships?
These are 1/3000.
Yeah, you're gonna have to print a lot of those to use a tenth of them, or to use 100 milliliters of resin. So yeah, you probably do have more invested in the bases at this point than the ships.
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely. So, also remember when you are looking to finish your basing of your land-based models, hoof on over to geekgamingusa.com to pick up your ready mix basing.
Hell yeah. Reese has done it. Chuck has done it. Hexy uses it. I use that stuff. I'm trying to think who else. Chris Long uses that stuff nonstop. Chris Long, there is Mediterranean in stock right now. Yeah. It's outstanding.
So definitely go grab yourself your favorite color. I know McMurray has probably been using the ass out of the Mars base ready material.
I have been using a fair amount of Mars Ready Earth as well as Mars Sand.
There you go. Because for March to Victory, he's got to have a shit ton of Martians ready to go.
So that's the fun fact, right? Like the Martians are ready to go.
Oh, there you go.
Like for a second ACW game, like I have a bunch of ACW 15 millimeter figures. I'm borrowing some from my buddy Corey, and then Mr. Wiley himself has said, yes, I have lots and lots of ACW 15 millimeter based up for Fire and Fury. So the figures are all done on everything. The train's all done on everything. I'm just working on putzing out all of the absurd amount of cards and orders of battle and everything else. For the ACW stuff, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, whether that was local to the Kansas City area. I was thinking something Missourian, whether that was local to the Kansas City area or the wider kind of Missouri-ish theater. And then Jeffrey, Hex to Hexy over here, so graciously and kindly pointed to a link regarding the retreat from Gettysburg and the fighting around Falling Waters, at that point in time, Virginia, soon to be Falling Waters, Best Virginia,
right,
where Jeffy Poo Poo actually lives. And that got me thinking, oh, well, what if I put on a Battle of Falling Waters game set immediately in the aftermath of the Gettysburg campaign. So what we will be playing is a game set on July 14th, 1863. God damn it. On the banks of, I believe the Rappahannock. I don't remember. Rappahannock, Potomac, one of those two. Either way, right at, I think it's the Rappahannock, right at Williamsport and Falling Waters, where Harry Heath's division, which was kind of the rear guard / the last Confederate division to actually cross over back into Virginia. In historical reality, it got caught against the river by Pleasanton's cavalry. There are not enough 15 millimeter cavalry bases in the world to play that game. So we're subbing in the guys who are following up, who are on the south end of the pursuit of Lee's Army of Northern Virginia, which is Slocum's 12th Corps. So instead of having Pleasanton's cavalry swooping in, that was a pretty mismatched venture, to be honest with you. They wound up taking like 500 prisoners, which basically equated to the entire strength. It wasn't the entire strength of just Archer's Brigade, but Archer's Brigade had right about that many, effective combatants at that point in time. So instead of doing that, we've got, like I said, a division or two, because Union divisions tend to be slightly smaller, out of Slocum's 12th Corps, running up on the rear end of Harry Heath's rear guard. Fun fact, Harry Heath was also the first guy to run into Buford and then Reynolds' 1st Corps at Gettysburg on the 1st. But, yeah, so Dorsey, Pender, and I don't remember who else's division were immediately in front of Harry Heath in terms of that kind of pecking order getting over the river. They will be, for the most part, not played in this game, but they will delay the overall turn sequence and how quickly the Confederate player can declare that, okay, my guys are off safe. We don't have to worry about them anymore. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It's a Confederate
Clear as
delaying
mud.
action. They need to delay the Union forces long enough for Pender's division, and I don't remember who else's division out of A.P. Hill's 3rd Corps. My bad. I'm sure somebody, probably Jeffy, will hop in on the comments here and fill in the name of that other division in A.P. Hill's Corps. But yeah, so we'll have, I think it's going to look like about 2 players aside, with 1 player commanding. The Confederate player will have, there were 4 brigades in Heath's division under Archer, Davis, Pettigrew, and Brockenbow.
That's shit.
And then the artillery, for the most part, was put across that new pontoon bridge at Falling Waters first. But I'm saying that they held the Donaldson, Louisiana artillery back. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really boring for the Confederacy not having any artillery support whatsoever. So we're going to say that's all good. Basically, we're turning a historical engagement. Unfortunately, we have to add a little bit of a what-ifery to it to make it a really interesting war game. But we should be able to do that. And then, like I said, maybe a division and change of 12th Corps will run up on them as they attempt to make an orderly withdrawal off the western or left side of the table.
All right. Very cool. Richard Keenan says, referring to the ready base material,
Yep.
I put that bleep on everything.
Yeah, man. It's the Frank's Red Hot of hobby materials, baby.
Exactly. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, Hexy says all of that happened right around his apartment.
Yep.
I mean, there's still mini ball slugs embedded in his walls.
Hexy,
Jeffy went out there.
Live with that time.
Jeffy made sure to go out the day before on the 13th and rake his yard real good, so that everything would look good when Slocum passed.
Yeah.
Jeffy's a big fan of Alfred Pleasanton.
He says it was the Potomac.
The Potomac. Okay, there you go. Sorry, my bad, buddy.
And I guess the leader you were grasping for was Anderson.
Anderson. Yep, that's it.
So, when you got the guy who lived there or lives there, it's kind of nice to be able to know that.
Oh yeah, Jeffy's a phenomenal resource.
Yes, he is.
He was just up at Gettysburg. What, this past weekend, Jeffy, with the Lava Tie guys?
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Awkwardly enough, he was at Gettysburg, not playing anything ACW, playing some goofy Napoleonics. So now he's got Lava Tie Quatre Bras out on his table. I believe it's Quatre Bras. Again, Jeffy, hop on me if I'm wrong.
He was up there Monday.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I still am not the biggest Napoleonic gamer, but that's fine.
And Keegan says, well, if McMurray has artillery, just quit now.
I don't have, well, see, that's the thing. It's not going to be me playing, so that's good.
You got that going for you, which is nice.
And both sides will have artillery. In all actuality, Donaldson, Louisiana, or Louisville, whatever it is, I don't remember. Either way, that artillery battery actually had 3 6-pounder 1894 or 1841s, as well as 2 10-pounder ordnance rifle, or 2 10-pounder Parrots, and a 3-inch ordnance rifle, which is just about a 10-pounder. So we're actually putting that out on the table as 2 batteries, 1 light and 1 medium. So that should be cool. That should allow each of the Confederate players to have a battery of artillery, which will be cool, because otherwise, again, it gets a little silly. I think, to be honest with you, so I'm using Live Free or Die, the Little Wars TV guys' rule set.
Oh, nice. I get to Do you know when you're running that yet?
No, I still haven't even sent the game to Jay. I was trying to
Okay.
get an exact count of his miniatures that he's got, so that I can figure out, because the figure scale is somewhere between 50 and 75 men per base.
Yeah.
And Jay says he's got a lot, and I believe him, but that's a lot. That's a lot of bases. That's looking at like probably 60 to 70 bases per side, at least. And
Right.
then I've got maybe 20. I'll have to go back and look, and we might just wind up playing with a bunch of Zouave troops that weren't really there, because a bunch of my bases are Zouaves. I think 10 of my bases or so are Zouaves. Yeah, so I mean, for my stuff, we're using essentially all the stuff that I brought to Jay's for Why the Wargame Weekend in October, or whichever one it was in October. The October big day.
Right.
The 1 day thing we ran where I had the Spooky Civil War for Brian. That then had the British intervention forces and all that. But
Right. Yeah, with the giant fucking catfish.
yes, with the giant fucking catfish and all the vampires and all that goobery stuff that those guys absolutely love and Jeff absolutely hates. But this time we're going pure historical. So Mike Burke, there's no way he's going to play it, but that's okay. Can't win them all.
No.
But yeah, so it should be good. It's just a question of, okay, how am I going to organize this, all the way through from start to finish? And then, of course, for Fistful of Lead, I'm just delaying making the cards because I hate making Fistful of Lead cards.
If you want to send me the stats, I'll make them for you.
All right. I mean, honestly, the biggest pain in the ass is just transferring over the images. But yeah, it's all right. We'll get it figured out. All right. Do we have a topic tonight, by the way? My bad.
3D printing and what we've been talking about, getting ready for the convention.
Oh, okay. Oh, speaking of 3D printing and getting ready for the convention, Mr. Crawford?
Yep.
You excited?
I am, although I'm not sure I will have the space for a couple months to set it up, but I am excited.
Well, you will have a printer, buddy.
Okay. Well, text me how much I owe you, and I will get that to you.
I was about to say, I actually need to shoot you a message and figure out which of these things you're wanting. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But we'll figure that out at a different point.
Hey, I liked where we were going this morning with the stats.
Oh, yeah, me too, man. That's what I meant to grab while I'm up here. One of the things I've 3D printed in the past is a shitload. Not a shitload, actually. I take that back. I haven't 3D printed that many. I think I've got a dozen, maybe 15 World War I aircraft.
Okay.
Biplanes and the like.
I
don't know what any of them are because I printed them, took them off the plate, and then set them aside.
So I'm bringing Corsairs, Hellcats, and Zeros.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bob.
man, I got that. And I honestly have a bunch of that stuff too. You've seen pictures of that, and they're all magnetized, so I guess I could bring stuff and then it would just stack.
Well, you got that in 1/600?
Yeah, I have a bunch of Japanese stuff. I've got some American stuff. It's all Pico and whatchamacallit?
Okay.
Pico and tumbling dice.
I may ask to take a peek at those because
Like I have a P80 and whatnot.
they may look better than mine. So
Well, I don't know about all that. They're pretty basic.
well, a bunch of my Japanese aren't really fully painted yet.
I mean, to be honest with you, most of my Japanese are in the like semi-Japanese army configuration or it might be Navy. Either way, where it's like white with the dots.
You mean like this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Precisely.
I've got those, and I've got green with dots.
Precisely like that.
So
Okay, those are Fokker DR1s.
How do you get good paint to stick onto those metal models without using a spray primer?
You know, yeah, I use spray primer.
Okay, I'll have to do that at work then.
That or get some of this.
I was gonna say, I'm sure like Stynylrez would work.
Yeah.
Mine's in the other room, but yeah, Vallejo surface primer is what I've got right now.
Same,
It'll work.
same difference. I think that's what Chris used that stuff for a long time, didn't you?
Still do.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here's a question, Reese Poo Poo.
Okay.
We have a bunch of World War I aircraft.
Are you going to make me stat out all these?
There's not much to stat out on
So
it.
there's a DR one,
Okay, I've already got that statted.
Fokker triplane, right? There's only one of those because that's going to be the Red Baron. I'm going to paint it up.
Cool.
I have 2 of each of these other models, though. They should be relatively split in terms of, like, this thing is Crowd, isn't it? With the weird swept pointed wings.
I believe it's like an
That's-
albatross or something. I
that-
don't know
yeah,
World War I very
That's
well.
that is an albatross.
Okay,
Albatross.
It's German.
Then I got this thing. It's got weird rounded wings and rounded tail fins.
Show me the nose on it if you don't mind. That's a camel.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the top with camel. Is this thing a Newport or a Curtis?
I believe that's a Newport.
That's a Newport.
Okay, so these 2 buggers are together, and then there's these things, and I don't know if those are actually the same. I don't think they are.
Show me the front of them and all.
There's the front of these. There, the wings are not nearly as staggered as they are on
That's
that camel.
that's something I'm not gonna know.
So, like, here is
Could it be a
that thing
Sopwith pup?
you ID'd as a camel, and there is that thing where the wings are not nearly as swept.
Is it a radial or an inline engine? Can you tell?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, no idea.
Because I'm tempted to say an SE5, but the nose doesn't look right.
I don't know what an SC5 is either.
British of some nature.
Yeah, 1916-ish, 1917-ish.
But again, so on this one,
I
the
got
tail
an
is
idea.
very similar. I wonder if it's
Paint them how you want, and have a rule that if somebody complains that the plane's painted wrong or statted wrong, they leave the table.
fair. But yeah, okay. So we got 2 Sopwith camels, 2 Newports, one of which is 100% going to be painted like a mint green and white because, you know, Newport.
Nice.
Yeah, Newports, man. And then we have these.
Do you play Ready or Not?
Do I play what?
Ready or Not?
You mean hide and go seek? Right, you're
No,
not.
it's
Here I
not.
come.
It's a SWAT team shooter.
No.
So there's the one anyway. There's a cigarette brand featured prominently in advertising in various places, and it's mint green and white, and it says Old Port.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like South Butt
Yep,
from back in the day. All right. Well, I'm going to go prime those now.
sounds good.
You
Do
can
we
always,
need to- do we need
you
to
can also
resubmit?
paint one red and white and call it Pall Mall.
Fair. Yeah.
Question.
Those are right around 10 mil, Keegan. 10.
Question, you worry.
Yeah, what's up?
You realize my hex mat is the same as my way mat. So if the World War I air combat gets it scheduled at the same time, we can't use my hex mat.
Well, Reese, that is the fun of exactly what I told you when we were talking about this last time.
You have your own hex mat?
I do.
Awesome.
Shazam.
I've got one also.
Because I've got this wonderful, cobblestone street mat. And when I flip it over, it's Pacific Islands with hexes.
Yeah, I don't have any islands, but I got plenty of water.
Well, we'll just call it sky and clouds.
Yeah, dog.
So,
Up in the wild blue yonder. That's where we're at.
sounds good.
I feel like there's a whole song about that, actually, I believe.
Yeah, I believe my dad has sang that once or twice.
My grandfather was a big fan.
Oh, is that
All right.
the song about the town in Idaho?
Yeah.
Oswego?
All right. I think Rouse We Go was actually the Luftwaffe anthem. Rouse We Go into the cold Tayega, down we go wherever we fly. We have no more pilots at all. We're really fucked. Thanks, P-51. Actually, P-38 because it's way cooler, but that's not the point. What was I doing? Oh, that's the other thing. So I don't know if you guys know this, but over on Ax's channel, he started up a thing. So it's a 15 millimeter rank and flank challenge where you come up with a small scale big project, I guess, and paint for 2 months and then track your progress. So yours truly, of course, has every one of you, I'm sure, expects, has 15 millimeter French Navy war now. What? McMurray didn't start another project just because.
Only because you have a problem.
Dude, it's kind of bad, to be honest with you.
I think McMurray and I are in a competition to see how many projects we can have going at the same time.
I love you, buddy, but I have already curb stomped you.
Probably.
Did you not? Did you not watch last week's show?
We could just count the projects that are sitting on my coffee table. I mean, hobby desk right now. Although we really shouldn't, because that's kind of depressing and embarrassing.
Oh, don't worry. I just cleaned this room from top to bottom, so I'm embarrassed and depressed.
Yeah, because just what I can see right now, there's 10 millimeter Crusaders, whole bunch more 10 millimeter Crusaders. There's 54 millimeter Dinosaur Hunters. There's a couple of Martians. There's a couple of Romans. Those are figures I need to prime for March to Victory. So let's pull those out. So I decided to paint up a 28 millimeter field carriage Gatling gun instead of the naval one that I've got. Then there is some 15 millimeter World War II British airborne Jeeps. There's some 28 millimeter Napoleonics. There's some 28 millimeter War of the Roses. There's some 6 millimeter medievals. There's some 6 millimeter Conquistadors. There is one 1/600 ship, that's USS Amphitrite. There's some 1/600 air. This is embarrassing. We're done. Yeah, this is bad. I should probably feel bad about this, but whatever.
So before he left. XE,
What's up?
how you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh,
You
really?
pressed
Dog,
Eve
I
online
accidentally
hissing?
hit the red button for 3 seconds. Jeff already has jumped in.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
And we got a mutt. How you doing, Mutt?
Hey. What did you say about a mutt?
Oh, well, we got a mutt and a mutt. We got a 2-legged mutt and a 4-legged mutt.
Yeah.
Quick piece of history. Who can tell me the significance in history of today?
It's the Alamo Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is. March 6th. 188 years ago today. And then
for you two, Reister and Chris, you
Yeah.
guys by chance been over to Gamers with Coffee and check their most recent video?
I have not had the chance to.
What's going on over there?
Because I'm a horrible person.
How about the wonderful shout outs they gave you too?
Really?
Oh. Thank you,
That's real
guys.
nice of them.
Ashley says the 4-legged mutt is better. Keegan says the 4-legged mutt is cooler.
Yeah, well, this one's a 3-legged mutt. So what do you have to say to that?
Easy killer. My brother has 2 of those.
Brian is one of those. Anyways, Ryan, I just primed up the first probably 60 or 70 French models.
Oh, wow. Like I said, it didn't come in the mail yet, so I'm still waiting.
I thought you ordered the same day that I did.
I ordered
wait
the
a
day
couple?
after you did, so I figured it'd still show up, whatever.
I thought
Hey,
about
Charles,
making a armor order this month, but I decided against it.
I feel like
Charles,
a nerd
you are correct.
because I primed these French and Indian War French first because their uniforms are all white.
Oh,
So aside from the artillerists, like literally just primed white, and I had to pick out facings and guns and hats and stuff. I feel like a bit of a doofus. Jeffy,
yeah, he left. Oh, he said he'd be right back.
Yeah.
oh okay.
He burped. And then since Jeff isn't here, we can talk about this without getting grief. In other naval news, Battleship Texas refloated yesterday,
Yeah, fully.
and she's beautiful.
Hey ho, Chris Long.
How you doing, Chris Long?
Wag.
Good luck, Keegan. Yeah,
See you,
Chris.
Keegan.
It's a good day. No, but it's gorgeous, man. Like that thing, that really is. It's a cool. Let's put it this way: it's a shame that the vast majority of other super dreadnought U.S. Museum ships are almost all Iowa class, because there really is something beautiful about the stubby guys, and Texas
Yeah.
is the epitome of the stubby guy, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not an 800-foot ship. It's 620 or something?
Yeah.
And yet,
Yeah.
they still crammed essentially what has to be 2 superstructures and a 5th turret into it. And oh my God, man. I'm also really, really happy that in their refits, they didn't do the same that the Italians did to the Conti di Cavour, where they did the goofy, we're going to unite our superstructure and get rid of Q turret.
Right.
That would have been absurdly bad. Nick
We're
Wyatt
talking
here
Texas.
too. Nick
Nick
Wyatt.
Wyatt, how you doing, buddy?
We're talking
Long time
World
no
War
see.
I battleships, baby. USS Texas launched 1910, 1912?
She was approved in 10, laid down in 10, launched in 12, commissioned in 14.
Yep, there you go.
But she's a 110-year-old, between 110 and 102 years old, depending on how you say. She's been floating for 112 years.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. It's a damn fine ship. I had to give. We were talking to Mr. Harrington, the foreign correspondent, our man in the Royal Navy. Our Royal Navy attaché might be the best way to put it.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I like that.
And I was joking with him when I called one of the ships he was building a boat just to fuck with him. He had a interesting time for that.
Yeah.
It has been pretty awesome, Chris Long. It really has.
It's going to be
what's up?
It's going to be another at least a year to 18 months before she is ready for visitors. They've got a lot more work to do on her.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm happy to see that they are spending that much time on her.
Absolutely, dude.
She deserves it.
Chris and I were talking about this, Chris Long. I say bring back the casement guns. That being said, I've been a big fan of the idea of So here's the issue. What would you guys say is the most immediate, naval security threat to the U.S. right now? Like, this should be a really easy question, given that there's our Navy's actively shooting at somebody. Who the hell is it? Go.
The Houthi rebels.
There you go. The Houthis, exactly. Right. So why
Yep.
not just make about a 17-mile wasteland of fuck you nothing all along the coast? Because think about it, we've still got 8 super dreadnought museum ships, 2 of which have been updated or have had a refit in the last 30 years.
Yeah. You've got all 4 Iowas.
Well, I know,
You've
but
got-
New Jersey and Missouri have even had refits.
Yeah, they've got Tomahawks on them.
Yeah. Great. You don't need tomahawks. You need 16-inch guns.
Sure.
So
But
I
you also
Those guns and a plethora of anti-air if you can.
Well, that's
you've
the
got-
thing. They've got Sea Whiz on them, and they've
Yeah.
got space for tomahawks. So here we go.
You also got the Bama, the Massachusetts, North Carolina,
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, and Iowa, of course.
Correct.
Then you got the Texas.
And Chris, what was one of the hallmarks of the USS Texas? What was one of its forerunning innovations?
Besides being the first battleship to launch an aircraft,
It's very similar to that, but on the opposite side. It's the first battleship to have anti-aircraft capabilities, right? A 3-inch gun mount
yeah.
on top of the, I don't remember which side.
yeah,
Boat crane?
up on the boat crane.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's
Um,
pioneering anti-aircraft already. Let's just again, slap some
and-
Sea Whiz on those bad boys.
And they just completely replaced the torpedo blisters.
Yep.
So they could reflood it and get another
3
about
degrees.
5,000 yards. Another 5,000 yards on those 14s.
Yeah, which will do great things to help it, keep up with the 16s. Not to mention the fact that, 10 tubes is pretty cool, man. 10
Oh, yeah.
tubes is pretty cool. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the. You do have a flower class in Canada, Chris Long. That's goddamn right, buddy. You just need to rebuild HMS Canada and run with that. Everybody needs a battle cruiser. It's a cool thing to do.
I'll be honest, I wish we had kept one of the Alaskas around.
Doug, the Alaskas never got made into battle cruisers. Like, we couldn't have kept one around. We never had one.
Yeah, we did. We had 3.
Well, okay. We never had, kind of, but they're like theoretical almost.
They were sailing. They were
Well,
out there.
But what
Doing their
happened?
thing.
Like, when did they fire in anger?
Well, they did, but they were out there. I mean,
Ish, like
They
that,
were
they'd
there.
be cool, but if we're gonna, wish upon a star, we're wishing for Montanas, Chris.
well, there is that. But see, the Montanas were never launched.
I know. Or
Alaska, Guam, and what was the third one? They were actually launched and sent to the fleet.
I understand. Again, my thing is, how about this?
I mean, if we are wishing, yeah, absolutely, the Montanas.
No, even with things that were launched, I'm going to wish one of the Lexington class battle cruisers was still around, because it would make the
Yeah.
perfect amphibious assault ship now, also known as Junior Bacon Aircraft Carrier in the modern U.S. naval sense.
That's also support landings on Okinawa.
It also has 8-inch, 8-inch guns strapped to it because, we made these turrets, so,
Yeah, you got to use them.
these are treaty turrets for these treaty class battle cruisers, and now we're gonna go ape shit about. There we go. Oh yeah, dude. Okay, so we gotta touch real quick on what Chris Long is talking about. He has gotten copies of most of, if not all of, Mal Wright's books about
Oh yeah.
Japanese and British warship camouflage in World War II. They are all incredible. Mal is a super good dude.
Yeah, he is.
And they are incredible. Also, then he said, OMG, Pico is amazing.
Yes,
Full of
you
facts.
are.
Big fan.
Now, what Pico armor did you get? Or did you get aircraft? Did you get tanks? World War II, Cold War? What you picking up?
They
Which
even have American Civil War.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. 3mm American Civil War. That's fucking nuts.
I mean, I printed out all those 2mm blocks. Those are pretty cool from, oh, Jesus, what is it? Who did the Battle for Berlin Little Wars TV game? That guy, Project Wargaming, I think. He has a bunch of 2mm Civil War, which are really, really cool models, but they're kind of hard to paint. Like, I kind of prefer the whatchamacallums, the irregular blocks, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's just personal preference and ease of painting. The other ones certainly look more impressive. But
Ningoya, yes, they could refuel at sea. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, and it was even harder to rearm them. But it was done.
what's that?
He was asking if they ever refueled U-boats in the open ocean.
Yeah, look up. I think they were Type 21 milk cues.
Yeah.
They were called moose cues, so milk cows. Yeah, it definitely happened. Not, again, like Chris said, not very effectively, but it did happen. I mean, so the Germans, even into World War II, had a really pretty effective and surprisingly stick-aroundable commerce raiding fleet. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Chris also got a shitload of Osprey books, revolving around that Southeast Asian chunk. Brian, what are you painting on, buddy?
What do you say?
What are you painting on, Brian?
Billy the Kid.
Okay.
Real Billy the Kid or Billy the Kid zombified?
Well, Zombicide, Undead, Liability Kid, Survivor, which is pretty much a spitting image of him.
I mean, that's still
Cool.
real Billy the Kid. He's not a zombie, is he?
No. None
Yeah,
of
that's
these
what I'm saying.
are.
Yeah. So it's still Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Outstanding. That's really cool.
So, been printing up a whole bunch of sci-fi walls too. Yeah, need more, whatever it is, filling up this stuff, whatever it is. Boy, because I'm gonna make the whole 6x4 table here nothing but freaking rooms and landing bays and all that for future stuff.
Good gravy.
It's gonna be cool.
So I've got
Hey,
11.
Oh, never mind. I'll get it.
McMurray,
Yes.
I'm cutting bases and mounting 11 Soldati class destroyers for Cape Matapan.
Oh yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
They're pretty bad sculpts, but I picked up some 54mm xenomorphs.
Whoa.
That's not bad.
No, they get worse.
What is that?
Aliens, baby.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait a second. Was that a cassowary with a xenomorph head on it?
I don't know what it was.
Oh yeah. Probably
It's a fucking cassowary with a xenomorph. It's like its head's turned around backwards.
Oh, that's supposed to be an alien.
It's like xenomorphs even with guns. I didn't know they had guns. I got a small pack of them to test them out. This one's probably my favorite sculpt.
Dude, he's squaring up.
Mhm.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
So
You have to have some serious neck muscles to hold that head.
or you just have James Cameron tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Not James Cameron. Ridley Scott, wasn't it?
Yeah. Accurate.
I'll be right back.
All the Pico armor is being based on magnets, square and round.
Nice.
All right. What is there a particular set of rules you're going to be using?
Oh, did we ever figure out exactly what Chris got?
He said infantry vehicles and aircraft for Japanese and British for Malay,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Malaya,
Yep, that's right. I'm sorry.
not Malaysia, Malaya. Different place, not really, but close. And he primed his morphs.
Nice.
Chill out.
Brian, how many miniatures did you turn into the Analog Hobbies painting challenge this week, buddy?
I didn't even turn them in.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't you?
When's the last turn in?
The 21st.
21st, okay.
Um,
I'll just probably do a whole big turn in on that day then.
yeah, so that's 2 weeks for us.
Yeah.
I'll
I'm not
probably
even touching the topics. I'm just gonna do straight turn in.
Yep,
So
solid call.
yep. Don't be
I got a question for you, McMurray.
What's up?
My World War II air combat.
Mm-hmm.
Should we have ships on the table as objectives, or should it just be a straight dogfight?
What did you say you were doing?
The Pacific?
Just Hellcats and Zeros, but I can put Avengers or Helldivers or Kates or all kinds of stuff on the table if I need to.
Throw up P-38s.
Yeah, I'm going to stick to the naval side of it.
I'm just fucking with you, anyways.
I've got
Honestly, I
P-38s.
leave them. I just say get after it. If you need to go off one side of the table, you got to go off one side of the table. The beautiful part about those rules is that they're so simple. Might as well keep
I'm
that as the
expecting to
beautiful
get
part
at
of those
least
rules.
2, maybe 3 games in that session.
Oh yeah,
And I am going to bring in some of the advanced rules from the Italian game club that modified it.
oh baby.
But it's stuff like if you're directly behind your opponent, you roll an extra dice, like small stuff like that. So
Chris Long says he's making a set of campaign rules up, something basic. Sounds good, man.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I'm a big fan of campaign rules.
Boys here, everyone's building those arenas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mine's gonna be different. You all stick to your Roman gladiators in that area, whatever. I'm gonna have freaking mutants in mine.
Because of course you do.
Yeah, there's nothing surprising about that.
Hey, has anybody seen Warlords' new tank rules?
I keep seeing promotions for them. I also played What a Tanker yesterday night and had a great time.
I was just curious. I know What a Tanker's great. I was just curious if anybody had any Experience.
No, they sent out an email today about something, but even just buying the rules and the cards is like $100 or some shit. It's kind of one of those.
What?
Goodness, no. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll play one of the tankers.
Hang on, let me double check that just to be completely make sure I'm right. I might have already deleted the email.
Yeah, harass Wiley now. Hey man, when's the game coming up?
Oh Jesus.
Like all the other 3,000.
Brian's really excited to make sure that he does not Brian's really excited to make sure that he does not get a copy of Arena of Blood anytime soon.
You mean blood on the sand?
Yeah,
Yeah, Arena of Entrance.
Yeah. Anyway, that was funny. What say that? He loved our video, McMurray.
I know.
And
A lot of people loved our
some
video,
people
dude.
heard it. Huh?
A lot of people loved our video, man. Like I had a couple of local folks ask me, like, "Hey, would you mind putting on a demo of that? Like, can we try and play that once or twice?"
Yeah, it was
Look
fun.
at
I
you
did
being.
that one.
Chris Long says $90 for all cards and book.
Goodness,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
I
no
will play
thanks.
one tanker.
Yeah, I'm
Is
okay,
it-
man.
And isn't that in 28 millimeter?
It is.
Fuck that, dude.
You know what I want to do, Murray?
What's that?
I want to set up a big urban combat game and have my Pershing and my Tiger and maybe a couple other things try to fit through the streets and run into each other.
And run into each other?
It's like point blank range, trying to ram each other, small infantry teams on the table.
Jesus Christ. A person and a tiger.
So I could put a panther. You know? I mean, I've got. Like,
I was about to say a panther could go fast enough to actually ram without just catching its transmission on fire immediately. It would still catch its transmission on fire. It would just take a little bit longer.
I'm just talking about just having some sort of urban combat tank game would be kind of fun.
Excuse me.
You can always play the Aachen game. It's a little bit one-sided because it's a couple Panthers and a Pershing or two. But yeah,
Chris Long says, I like the author, but that's dollar sign.
yeah, it's ridiculous to be honest with you. I don't get it. Who wrote it, Chris? I wasn't paying that close of attention. Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh, I'm totally doing that.
What's that?
I've got a couple of Japanese Zero float planes.
Jake's.
Mm-hmm. The Mitsubishi A6 whatever float planes,
A6 M3 A2s.
something or other.
Because Japanese naval aircraft designations or rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah.
Robert Garish.
Okay.
Hey, that guy sounds really familiar. I think sticking a couple guys in float planes would be funny.
Hey, look at this. You can be a Zero that's substantially less fast and maneuverable. Yay! You were worried about tearing your airframe apart earlier. Boy, howdy, do I have some news for you.
I feel sorry for any grognard that sits down at my table.
Yeah, no shit. Just keep making Dick Bong jokes and be done with it.
Well, this is roughly based off of the air battle over Formosa, but
Well-
very, 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 very roughly based.
Because there are Hellcats and Zeros there also.
Well, I'm not even sure of that because there was Japanese planes and there was American planes.
Sweet. That's my favorite kind of very loosely based as well. Here we have Germans and here we have Americans, so it's roughly based on the war in Northwest Europe. Here we go.
Yeah.
The Americans are dinosaurs and the Germans are, well, Germans, but, you know, we still got
Well, and Way is loosely based on Way because there's Marines and there's North Vietnamese and there's civilians and there's urban combat.
You put the civilians back in there?
Yeah, I'm painting them now.
Nice.
I just can't figure out how to paint their clothes, what colors and stuff to use. There's no paint guides for civilians.
Just do like light blue or white shirts and. Excuse me.
Well, they're like urban civilians too. I mean, I got to use it for all. You know.
Well, watch Full Metal Jacket and figure it out.
I'll figure something out.
That or watch Deer Hunter and figure it out. Although if you watch Deer Hunter, you're gonna think everybody's wearing like a light colored button down shirt and khaki pants. But yeah.
I haven't actually seen Deer Hunter.
Really? It's a pretty good movie. It's pretty depressing, but it's a pretty good movie.
I was gonna say it's pretty depressing.
I deal well with the depressing.
And knock yourself out.
I revel in the dark humor and I revel in the depression. So.
Not a whole lot of humor in that. But yeah.
I take it back. I find humor in the darkness. I'll put it that way.
There you go.
How many people aside do you think I should prepare for?
Oh man, I've never played 5-core before.
No, not 5-core for the 1/600.
Oh, how many do we have?
We had like 2 or 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put 3. I'm gonna put 3 planes per person, and I can prepare for as many as I have planes. It'll get bogged down, but
It's fair.
I gotta figure out what initiative system I'm gonna use. All things that can be figured out.
All right, I'm back. So I've come to the conclusion that the reason my 3D printer failed on my 1/6000 ships
Yeah.
is they don't, being that small, they didn't like being printed flat.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I had printed some previously flat and they worked okay. I don't know, but I was also using that translucent red resin and not this
I mean,
opaque gray.
all the 1/6000 that I have, I printed on my Mars 2 Pro flat.
Yeah.
With just 3 mil off. And that 1/6000 stuff all came out gloriously nice.
Yeah. And the stuff that did come out, did come out really good.
Just all 2 of them?
No, I got a good number of them. Like lots of Italian cruisers and Italian destroyers. But when I went to do the British stuff, for whatever reason, they just didn't want to print. And I don't know why.
I'm still having trouble with my Elegoo too.
Your Neptune?
Yeah,
What's the problem?
it keeps moving. It'll print for a while, then all of a sudden the print will hang up on the print head, and it'll move the print around. It'll break it free of the build plate and then move the print around.
What is it that you're printing?
I was printing terrain,
Okay.
big stuff.
Is what you are printing lifting off of the bed?
Like on the corners.
Sometimes it is.
Okay. Because what I found, at least with mine, is mine was doing that with some stuff, and it turned out that what was happening is it was lifting off the bed, and that's why it was catching.
Okay.
So I glue sticked it.
Yes, and I did that, and it still did it.
I'm
wondering if maybe my layer height's too small or something.
Oh, Jeff.
Hey, Hexy.
Sorry, I had to.
Welcome back.
They were doing the Glory and Empire thing over on Lock and Load, and I needed to see a few minutes of that one. So,
All right. How are they doing over there?
they just closed it out. They had the designer on there, and since I test played it, I wanted to stick my nose in it real quick. So,
Very cool. No, that's quite all right. That's understandable, man. I need to get with Devin and see if we can't get him and David and Jeff. Not you, Jeff. Jeff from Lock and Load
right.
on for because we should be getting real close to having Fire and Fury, Blood and Fury, Fury and Blood,
Both.
Fire.
Both of those games, the Napoleon one and that one, those are the two hot items in their thing. So,
Yeah, but we should be real close to getting those in hand.
well, so the designer of the Napoleonic one, he just got his copy from the printers. So
Right.
I got a feeling that means it can't be too far away. So, and he was pleased with it, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Chris Long wants to know, McMurray, are you still having issues with your Saturn?
Yeah, I
His
just
has been
sent you a whole bunch on Discord, Chris. That
And
way
his
we'll
has been
find
hit
it up
and
on
miss.
here.
And he said to you, Reese, it could be layer height.
Okay, I'll mess with it.
So, and then Go For It Painting is here. Says hello, Go For It Painting. Welcome.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, speaking of shout outs, I do need to make a shout out. Mutt,
What?
I want to thank you
Oh, did right?
for
What's it look like?
for my paints.
Yeah.
Um,
Little hobby homies.
yeah, and the shout out goes to Hobby Homies. I guess they're Australian.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I need to head over to their YouTube channel. But they sent me. They also sent me some of their swag.
Oh, did you get a printed miniature with it? And
No, I got. They got
Yeah.
stickers, man.
yeah.
They got stickers, and not quite sure what that is, but
Yeah,
there you have it.
They send you something. Yeah.
Have you tried that paint yet?
No, I just got it yesterday, and it is this style paint. It is fancy dancy.
Yeah.
It is fancy dancy acrylics, but it's all in blues, which is my favorite color. So
Check it out.
I got that going for me.
Australia.
Yeah.
What's all this miniature talk from Chris Long? What's up with that? Get the Hex Encounter game out, hey?
Chris Long's a pretty big miniature guy. Chuck, did you take, or Charles, did I see you said you took down GDW's White Death, and what'd you put up, buddy?
He's gotten cardboard. Go For It Painting is from Hungary. How you doing, sir? It's 4 a.m.
Well, Good morning, buddy. I'll be up at 4 a.m. here too.
Thanks for staying up or getting up early. Either way, it's appreciated. Thanks for showing up, man. It's good to have a worldwide audience. So we've got some other EU folks that drop in from time to time. Haven't seen Cog recently, but he does. He pops on from time to time. So,
I think a lot of our folks over there have had trouble being up at this point to watch us live. I think we catch a lot of those viewers on the backside.
yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So, so I'm up in the air as to what I want. Before I go into that, again, thanks to Hobby Homies for sending me this really great collection of paints. It's the Scale Color Artist Smooth Acrylic Paints. It's Oceans 6 is the line of colors. It even has a little how to make really cool blues. You know, make your blues look really good using this stuff. And they've got my eyes are. They've got grays and pinks and browns and greens and yellows and reds. And it's 6 colors or six tubes. And this one's got primary blue, turquoise blue, cobalt blue, light ultramarine, dark ultramarine, and Prussian blue. Take care, Ashley. Thanks for dropping in.
Chris Long, if it's on a hex map, I guess that's acceptable.
Charles, I love Storm Over Jerusalem, man. I think you're gonna enjoy it too. It's a fun one, even playing solo.
Yeah, Walkabout says my Malay campaign is going to be played on a hex map, but 3D with 2mm minis. Very good.
Chuck,
2 games up.
I commented on your Facebook Napoleonic post.
So take care, Greg and Ashley. See you in 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
God, it's hard to believe that that's happening in 2.5 weeks.
I'm far off now.
I'm scrambling to get ready.
I've got this many ships to paint.
Ladies and gentlemen, I also would like to announce that I'm pretty sure we might have a sighting of the Toddley at March
Woo,
23.
yes.
I'm sorry, Jeffrey.
Sorry for what?
Taking the Toddley away from you for a couple of nights.
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a week and a half.
There will be no. You guys were live quite literally 7 days ago. Right now, while we were live, you were live talking about GVACW.
Oh yeah, we were. No,
Yeah.
we were GCACW.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Todd? Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
like the Todd.
Where is he
Nordic
anyhow? I know he's
Maelstrom.
home.
Take it or leave it.
So evidently, a lot of the bottoms of the green Japanese planes were just bare aluminum.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense. Again, that's why the Americans did it, because it was cheaper to do. Well, it wasn't
Do I-
cheaper to do, because it took
Do I,
longer.
paint, do I paint that aluminum or do I just leave it bare white metal?
What the fuck just happened? Hello?
You're here.
Gosh. Yeah, but am I all goobery?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
Do I paint that with a
So-
metal paint or do I just leave it bare metal?
What I do is I find a flat or a matte aluminum spray paint
Okay.
and just spray them. A little dot of blue for the canopy. Red dot, red dot, red dot, red dot. Call it done.
Okay.
How you doing, Nordic? Thanks for dropping in, buddy. Appreciate it. Charles says his counters were very hairy. Had to trim them. And Nagoya is correct. Paint equals weight. Yes, absolutely. That's why American Airlines for so many years was bare metal aluminum. That they weren't painted that color. They were bare metal aluminum with just the stripes. They saved something like on a DC-9 MD-80. They saved anywhere between 800 and 1,200 pounds on a DC-8 or a DC-9. On something like MD-11, DC-10, that was close to a ton.
I was about to say, I think it was well over a ton on like a B-17.
Yeah. So
The flip side, though, is that it still took forever to polish. But, yeah. At least it's not as bad as they didn't have to wait on U.S. aircraft paint like the Germans had to wait on Zimmerit. Because that shit is what you... What's up?
the Zimmerit, that's the looks like grooved concrete.
Yeah, it's the anti-magnetic paste.
Yeah.
But if it was just left to cure in the open air, it took a week to harden.
Really?
Yes. Even in their little like UV bake chamber or whatever, it still took, a day or something fucking crazy like that. That's insanity, man. Can you imagine that?
To be honest, that's not a King Tiger yet.
Nordic's having not a great day. Sorry to hear that, buddy. I hope you get to feeling better. I'm not doing too bad. The wife has been exhausted the last couple of days, and she came home after work and went to bed. Well, went to sleep on the couch until I got home. And then I cooked dinner, and she decided she was going to continue to sleep, so I shuffled her off to bed. So she is not in the best condition right now, but she'll be okay.
I need you guys to remind me. I gotta get dollar store pith helmets for March to Victory.
Yes, you do.
I need your guys' help to remember that.
Why don't you start working now so that you can make sure you got them before?
Well, I can't go to Dollar Tree right now.
Do
Well,
they
no,
have
I mean,
Dollar Tree, or do
you've
you
got
need to
2
do
weeks.
an Oriental Trading Company run or something?
Put a
I don't
a
wanna buy,
reminder.
100 of them.
Put a reminder in your iPhone to go off at when your normal lunch break would be to go buy them.
My lunch break.
And do you not say at a particular time, say, hey, I'm out for lunch, call it over the radio saying, hey, I'm going to be away from
Absolutely not.
my gun. Okay.
These
No.
Chuck or the bigger ones?
Oh shit! Fire save matches. I wonder what looks on the faces of the. We lost McMurray again. I wonder what the looks on the faces of the German command would. They realized the Zimmerit was useless since they were the only ones using magnetic mines. Yeah, and Nguyen's got it right. Make it a police emergency.
We are.
Nguyen's got it right. Make it a police emergency.
We are ultimately riding the struggle bus.
Yeah, those are the 21s, Chuck. I picked up 4 of the 32s the other day for the big box games.
Yeah.
Like Gossage and Wabatayage.
Nordic, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I know what it's like to have chronic issues. I've got chronic back pain. and there will be days that I'm just laid out where I can't even move. So
Now that you mentioned that, Chris, you all see behind me, right? Hexy's game room.
yeah,
I modified. So all my games are now in here, and I paid for it for 2 days, and that was after Haley came down to help me for about 3 hours. We put the game table up on instead of on my regular tables, I put it up on top of like a bar stool type table, so
Yeah.
that I can actually stand and play, which is really really cool.
there you go.
But my back was wrecked for 2 days, and then I went to Gettysburg on Monday, man. Oh my god.
That's rough.
How much flack do you think I'm going to get for not decaling my aircraft?
For not
For
what?
what?
For not decaling my aircraft?
None.
Flack from who?
I don't know. Anybody.
Tell them they're your tell them they're your toys. If they want to have decals, they can put them on their own damn toys.
Cool.
You need
I was
decals.
I was listening to a interesting thing today about the is it the HE 162?
What about it?
And the air combat versus some Hawker Tempest that it actually got into.
Which one's the Hawker 162?
The HE 162 is the weird looking one with the jet on the back. It's just one engine.
Not the 262, which has
No.
two engines.
262, no way. That's the HE he's talking about.
Yeah, it's a
Got
heck-
the turbine on the top, middle part of it, or whatever. Built one of those suckers.
Ah. Nordic needs to get a bunch of counter trays. Yeah, chronic stuff is a pain in the arse. Well, for me, pain in the back, but you know. There's a superstore at Lakeside. I might go out there and see if they have any on hand. Otherwise, I have to order them, says Charles.
Yeah, you can get them for $4 from Joann's Fabrics through mail order, but the locking mechanisms aren't hinged. They're like solid.
They're snap.
Yeah, and you can potentially break them. I've got a few of them. I mean, for $4 or something, they're pretty much they're the exact same tray, but the locking mechanism is not hinged.
That is Wardrobe Plays World War II's favorite hobby store right there. Joanne
Yep.
Fabrics.
I go there quite often myself as a tag along.
I was about to say, yeah.
What was that warm up? What were we just looking at?
I'll tell you what we weren't looking at.
What's
What
that?
the hell is that? We weren't looking at a certain peak in Arizona that Confederates and Union soldiers fought around. That's what we're not looking at.
Who melted that down and turned it into a volcano project for his kid?
Yeah, I know.
So I decided to start binge watching a series that I'd never watched any of, and that was Game of Thrones. And nobody bothered to warn me of all the debauchery and drinking and other.
Oh, there's plenty of debauchery.
I have 100% told you about the dramatic nature of that.
That show right off the bat, I was like, "Whoa, here we go!"
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Titty City, buddy.
Yeah, I think of all the female characters that actually have a role in that movie, I think there's only one that hasn't taken their clothes off yet that I haven't seen.
Yeah, the lady who plays Arya Stark.
Yeah, Arya's still a child, but I mean, her mother. I don't think I remember seeing Sean Bean's wife.
That's
Kat
true.
Stark.
I was about to say, don't worry. Arya's she gets her chance after, like, in the last season. I'm pretty sure.
Well, Daenerys.
It's silliness.
Daenerys is that's one bad bitch.
She actually, at one point in time in the later seasons, was like, yeah, fuck you guys. I'm not doing nude scenes just because J.R.R. Martin feels like, or not George R.R. Martin feels like being a fucking pervert. We're not doing this shit anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, she was right off the bat nude in the first
Uh-huh.
episode, but being the Dragon Queen, that's and now, and I just got to the episode where her little baby dragons actually lit something on fire, and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hey, spoilers.
no. Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
I
Dude,
don't
it's been
care.
out for years. If you haven't watched it, sorry guys.
Right,
I
I
gotta
don't
admit,
care.
I refused to watch it, just like I've refused to watch The Witcher. But I went ahead and started because I saw it when I turned on my HBO Max the other day. I was like, oh, what the hell? Everybody at work watches it. Let me see it. Man, I binge watched through two and a half seasons already.
Nordic says, I refuse to watch Game of Thrones, Hexy. I tried reading the book and wanted to chuck the book. You ever see Rome?
Yeah, dude. Rome is outstanding.
Dude, I love Rome.
Rome had to walk
I have
so that
not.
Band of Brothers and Game of Thrones could run.
I have not. Who's hosting that? Rome and the Tudors.
HBO.
Is it really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I got my HBO, so. You know why I wanted HBO Max, right?
Half the shit.
Come on. Why would I want?
HBO Max is on Netflix now.
Why would I want HBO Max?
The Pacific and Band of Brothers.
You got it. I wanted to watch them again.
Yeah, but that's on Netflix now.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
I don't have Netflix.
Oh,
But yeah, Rome is pretty
What's
good,
their-
and what's his name does a really good job. Steven
What's their
Simmons.
price for commercial or for ad free on Netflix?
it's all ad free still. There's no ads.
They haven't changed it yet.
Nope.
Oh, what's the fee?
Like $40.
Wait,
I've
what?
Not really. No. It's like 21 though. It's
No, it's
not
not.
cheap.
I'll
It
keep
is
my-
100% not $21.
Well, what is it then?
I'm looking it up.
No.
Oh, Nordic Life Sale is freaking awesome, dude.
I'll keep my $9 HBO.
Well, Netflix. I'll go to click Netflix account.
I've not watched Shogun yet. That's
Life Sale is cool.
Halo's good. If you haven't watched Halo, the Halo is very good, especially the second season is really good.
What's that one about?
Halo, remember the game and the cartoons,
The video game. Halo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
but it's
Oh, I'm
real.
sorry.
It's
Okay,
not-
so I apologize. Apparently, there is an ads option for Netflix now,
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's why I left it, because they were changing.
but it's $15.
I mean, I get
For
Paramount
no
Plus
ads.
for free from Walmart Plus, and I get Amazon Prime is, and once in a while we have a good movie on there, and then
They have a lot
Peacock.
of really good old movies on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Like really good old movies. I'm a huge fan, man.
I've got
Right.
Apple TV Plus.
But you got the Disney stuff, right? So
Yeah, I've also got Disney.
what's the new so that price for that package is they've got. See, I used to have it, and then I turned it off, and now I thought about going back and getting the tri-pack again, and it won't let me do it. And I'm like, what the hell? You don't want my money?
Which
So
one's that? The
it's-
Men of Iron tri-pack or the
No,
Paddles of the American Revolution tri-pack?
the Disney. No, I'm still trying to sell that. That hasn't sold yet.
I know.
Disney, Hulu, ESPN Plus. It's really fucked up on how you got to do it. I don't remember the process that I had to jump through to make it happen. But they don't make it easy, and I don't know why.
Right.
I'm separate. I got Disney Plus and Hulu separate, and I'm only spending an extra $1 if I more than the bundle.
Yeah, every time I try to retake the Disney Plus, it keeps throwing the triple thing up in there, and that's where and it won't let me register. And I'm like, well, screw it then. Yeah, actually, Nord, I'm trying to. I think I listed it for, I want to say $60 or $65. It's clipped, never been played.
Your Men of Iron tri-pack?
No, I'll never sell that. I like that.
No, it's American Revolution tri-pack.
Oh yeah. I was about to say you've played Men of Iron.
Yeah, I love that Men of Iron. I want to get that out and play it some more. But I really do. Yeah, I've had it listed on Facebook for a while, Nord. I've had a bunch of people look at it. They bought the Terrible Swift Sword. Hell, I sold my Euro games last night, my 3 Euro block games, $200. Let's see. It is. Where's that? It is. Oh shit! I might have it out on the desk out on the table out front. But I don't see it back here.
McMurray,
Yeah.
you want me to bring ME262s and meteors?
Yeah, Nord, you're right. Guilford, Saratoga for anyone.
I don't mind. I think I have a P80.
I've got P80s. I've got a lot of P80s.
I also have my P80 painted up in Invasion with Invasion stripes on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
There
Fuck
you
it, why
go,
not?
Brian. There you go.
So
There you
here's my
go.
thought.
Oh, cool.
So there were a couple of P80s that were deployed to Italy specifically to intercept the Erido jet recon aircraft.
All right.
To our knowledge, they never interacted. But I thought it would be really cool to have some Eridos trying to make a loop where they have to fly over a certain point and fly back to the table edge. Have P80s trying to chase them down or Meteors trying to chase them down and 262s escorting them.
Oh yeah.
It might be a lot of fun.
Actually, that's a 15-foot cord that went across my room there.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I finally got all my wires off the ground and used extensions. So now my camera on my big table, I don't have to step over the wires.
Oh, man. So,
Nordic says he used to do American War of Independence reenacting.
I remember him saying something.
Fielded with a British light infantry unit, actually did an event on the real Monmouth Courthouse field. Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
When I was a teenager in the 90s, I actually would walk around Gettysburg Battlefield with my friend in full Union uniforms as we did ACW reenacting with the 69th Pennsylvania. Hey, there you
You
go.
must be a spring chicken, Nord, if you were a teenager in the 90s.
Jeff
Spring
would
chicken.
consider you a spring chicken if you were a teenager in the 1890s.
Hey, I was about to say, unless he meant the 1890s.
Yeah.
I don't think they were reenacting in the 1890s. I think they were just reminiscing.
I was about to say, I actually listened to a lecture today about the 1888 25-year reunion, Jeff. It's pretty entertaining.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Falling Waters, because I'm actually a little excited about you putting on that battle.
Oh, look at that. Jeff's excited for a miniatures game. You guys hear that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's literally his backyard.
It is.
So what I need to do though is go onto Google Maps, get his get the 3D detail of his apartment building and print it out so we can have it there on the battlefield.
Sure. If you print it in 15 mil, I will put it there. Other than that, there is going to be a fry house.
72 Bugler's Way.
Again, there's going to be a fry house that's an objective, Jeff. So don't worry about that.
Did you hear that name? Bugler's Way? Isn't that fitting? That's okay. We have a road in this county named Pickett Avenue, and they spelt it with an extra E at the end.
And because you're always playing the butt trumpet, is that why Bugler's Way is appropriate?
Would that make it Piquet?
Pickett. That's how I tell them every time when I go down there to see if there's a new address or something. Oh, you live on Pickett Avenue? No, I live on Pickett. No, that's Pickett. I know who Pickett is. Because all the rest of them have officers' names.
Well,
Wait, does that mean
Yeah.
there's a Sickles Avenue there?
You know what? I have to look, Andrew, because I think we do have a Sickles Road or Sickles Drive or something.
Hell yeah.
I think so.
all right, McMurray, we got to make a road trip
Yeah, dude.
so you can
Go
go
to
swipe
Sickles
one of
Avenue.
so you can swipe one of the the road signs.
Yeah, man. Just stand out there like a bunch of flamingos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're talking about how they misspelled Piquet or Pickett. Growing up in San Antonio, we lived in Valley Forge subdivision, and all the streets were named after.
It's a one-way street, Nanguea.
Nice. We had like Fort Stanwix and Brandywine and stuff like that, right? Well, you would think we would have a Harper's Ferry. No, it was Hope's Ferry.
Well, Harper's Ferry didn't play nearly as much of a role in the Revolution as it did in the Civil War.
Oh, it was I know,
No, but
it was a
still,
major.
There's no such thing as Hope's Ferry though anywhere.
Hope's Ferry.
Hope's
Or Hope.
Ferry. That's just HOPE
Oh.
apostrophe S
All right.
Ferry.
So that's a good point. When was
Hey, I'm flipping.
I don't think there are 70 days in November, Charles. I'm kidding, sir. I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, Nordic. Those are all streets in the in the Valley Forge subdivision in San Antonio. Brandywine, Germantown, Valley Forge. The main through street was Independence Avenue. No. What are you working on there, Reese? You've got us muted.
he might have his volume turned down too. If that's the case.
No, he hears us. He just
sorry.
what you
I was
working on?
just digging through some airplanes, see what I had painted.
No, okay.
So,
Oh, your 3 mil stuff.
yeah. So all my meteors and all my ME-262s are painted.
I have a bunch of Italian aircraft too recently.
Really?
Yeah.
That's one thing I have none of.
Where is it?
Yeah, I've got let's see here. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have some 2mm biplanes also. Or 3mm biplanes also.
They're not finished being painted, but there you go.
Is that for Midway?
Yep.
I'm still working on Midway Undaunted. It took a back burner.
Okay, so I've got
Well, what I was doing with these was making them for we were doing a Star Wars X-wing.
Mm-hmm.
My brother did a Battle of Britain
Oh,
version, and I was going to do a Midway version, but I think what I'm going to do instead now is do it. Do it as either your little game or Starfighters. I'm amazed. You don't realize how big the Avenger was, or how small the Hellcat was until you look at them side by side.
Bro, now look at a P-47.
Oh yeah, P-47s are immense.
So here's
They
a
were
couple of those goofy little Italian biplanes. They're painted up like desert, though. That's the issue, Reese, buddy.
Well, that's okay. They can fly over Italy.
It's
So
true.
yeah, here's something for you.
Couple of Fieseler Storks.
Oh, there you go.
Got a couple of those versus a Zero or a Zeke.
6 turning, 4 burning.
Uh huh. I don't have a magnet strong enough to hold that on the base.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger base, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of Falcos.
There you go.
Kind of cool for the Italians. I have no idea where this guy got a bunch of doubles. Like they're all twos.
Nordic says the town he was born in actually hid the Liberty Bell when the British occupied Philadelphia. Most of the Hessian prisoners were housed there as well. Heavy German population. Yeah, go figure.
They didn't give a shit. They were everybody's happy to be here as they were to be anywhere else, man.
I'm a Hessian without aggression.
Well, I mean, especially if they were in Pennsylvania, like it's where half the population of the Germanic states were trying to get at that point in time. So why not? Like, you know what I mean?
You see, I need to get out to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base
I need to as well. And I need
because they've got a B-36
really.
on display, and I've seen a B-29s. I've seen a B-29 fly. Fifi, I've seen Fifi fly before, so I get how big she is. The B-29 is, but apparently the B-36 is like fucking immense, even in comparison to the B-29.
They're absurd. Yeah, they're huge. I've been in a C-47 where they started the engines up before. That was super cool.
And it's super loud too.
It is stupid loud. I can't imagine how loud those things would be with those engines going and then wind going, 200 miles an hour or whatever.
About 130, but yeah.
It doesn't matter. Loud as shit.
Well, what gets me when you think about the C-47, it carried 12 paratroopers. It carried a squad, right?
A stick, yeah. Yep.
Imagine the number of C-47s you had at D-Day.
Imagine the ones you
And
had
then-
at
and
Arnhem.
then Market
And
and
Nijmegen.
Market Garden, yeah, and
Yeah.
Market Garden.
Well, and Market Garden didn't have enough, so they had to do 2 drops, wasn't it?
They did two.
Yeah.
Was it how many? A whole week worth of drops in Market
Yeah.
Garden?
But
What about
figure
March
you
across the line when they dropped more paratroopers than they ever dropped before?
had 3 divisions at D-Day at Normandy. You had 3 divisions of airborne.
Yep. Granted, did the 101st and 82nd each land with their glider regiments, Jeffrey?
82nd,
Yeah,
yes.
they did. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. In Market Garden, of course they did. My bad.
Yeah,
The 327th and the 415th. My bad. They absolutely
Yeah.
did. I don't know where my brain is going right now. I apologize.
but
It's bedtime.
then I mean, how many gliders did a single C-47 pull? 2, maybe.
I was under the impression that ideally it was 1.
But you can pull 2. You don't want to, but you can.
Okay, so yeah, it's still a one for one squad.
Figure the
Yeah,
101st and the 82nd. What? There are 3 regiments of paratroops and 1 regiment of glider.
Right.
And then the Brits, I can't even remember. They were a mishmash of everything. And they dropped full complement in both operations, but the addition to the Market Garden was the Polish brigade.
Correct. And weren't the drops more consolidated in Market Garden in terms
Yeah.
of their larger
Yeah,
drops?
much more. Yep.
Yeah.
I think, matter of fact, I think only the 101st had the scattered jump. I think everybody else was. I think 82nd and 6th were in one.
Oh, well,
consolidated area.
I take that back. Yeah. And then Sosabowski, but yes.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
3 days, Jeffrey. 3 days.
Nordic says a lot of the Hessian prisoners decided to stay here after the war. They felt at home given how many Germans were in fact here at the time. And as you say, McMurray, Pennsylvania is where they wanted to come to.
Yeah.
And
So
Chris
don't
Lyons
mind.
has been inside a Martin Mars. That's a big airplane, also.
Large free airplane. I got to tour when I was in high school. I got to tour a C5. That was beyond bizarre.
Yeah.
I didn't know that things that big could get into the sky.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to what the mutt's doing because he is showing us how intellectual he is.
What?
Setting
I
up
have red pile. I have blue pile.
I was supposed to say that just shows he understands his primary colors and can divide them up like any kindergartner can.
I wasn't being specific.
Me
You all
and
had to
Jeff-
ruin it.
No, he's getting
You know
on your
what?
level, Jeff. You're doing
Okay.
great, Brian. I wasn't even done complimenting you. You already threw your tweezers. What the shit?
I quit.
I'm tickled watching him do it. I love it.
Same.
I'm trying
Ryan,
to
we love you.
Armies. I'm trying to get Fraser's crew going.
Jeff's
here.
so excited he's eating a banana.
In public.
And he's actually chewing it this time, Brian. No, I'm just kidding, Jeffy, buddy. I'm sorry.
Jeffy's got a date
Yeah.
Saturday.
Did he get a
Nordic
beat?
says, Nordic says, well, there is Johnny Burgoyne on Mutt's table.
Accurate.
Yeah.
So which one is this that you're fighting?
First Saratoga.
Oh, okay. So does it come up that river?
British are going to be over here, and they have to deal with the fog. I remember there's fog involved in this for the first two turns.
This was the
And,
first Hex Encounter game Brian ever played, isn't it, Brian?
I think so. Yeah, Saratoga was when I first learned.
Yeah,
And,
I'm getting
Yeah.
chubber.
No,
and
see,
I think I placed Arnold one time up here, and it didn't work out too well. I'm gonna try to do this better next.
Oh, there's a new documentary about him. I just saw. I haven't watched it yet, but
no.
Who's that?
CV3,
About-
is it going to come up the river there?
here. You
No,
got
The first Saratoga.
See, well,
You got A, B, and C. You could come around this way. You could go through this road here.
He's missing it.
it's
Huh?
okay. He's joking around about an
I'm
aircraft,
just trying to figure this game out. That's all.
an air-to-air aircraft carrier. You're good, Brian. Keep after it, buddy.
Oh, keep doing it, buddy. Keep doing it. I am not.
I commend the fact that you're playing a game a second time. I think that's
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
because because last time I screwed up over here by Gates headquarters, big time. And I want to try to see if I can put Arnold somewhere over here instead of up here. I can't remember what I did. I wanted to go this way to come out.
You had him up, didn't you have him up top,
Yeah,
above
he
the
was up
port?
here somewhere.
Yeah.
You made a video, didn't you?
No, we did it live one time on someone's channel. I don't
No,
think
that
it
was
mine.
playing Wilson's Creek.
I made a video of Molino Del Rey, and about ready
I think
to
we
leave those.
played this while you and I were live, just sitting here.
Me,
Like,
no,
not-
Andrew,
not
me,
streaming.
you, Todd was even there when he started playing it, but it was late.
Yeah,
Todd went on to bed, and me and you watched him play it.
Yeah,
yeah. I was about to
we
say, I
did.
don't know if we streamed it. I think we were just hanging out.
yeah, and I didn't fully finish the game.
Well, you got to the last turn, and we decided it was probably just about over.
Yeah, it's pretty much over.
But yeah,
Yeah, and
Jeffrey,
then,
how's Into the Woods going?
huh?
I was trying to put Jeff on the spot with how Into the Woods was going, but
Finished.
Oh,
you didn't
Yeah,
finish
no.
it.
I told you I was going to play to the end of the first day, and I did.
Yeah, well, that's problematic given that Shiloh the second day was kind of fucking important.
Oh, okay. Had the Confederates been a threat in my game, you're right, but they weren't.
Wait a minute. Who won your game, Jeffy?
The same ones that won the real battle.
Holy shit.
I did far worse than the Confederates actually did. I didn't push nearly as far.
You got outdone by Albert Sidney Johnson.
Hey, now be careful. We're talking about Texans.
There we go. Am I going to go ahead and leave the chat now?
Uh-oh.
No,
Because Andrew's going to turn into a dick.
no, absolutely not. I just said that you. Oh, jeez. I hadn't even started talking about Robert E. Lee's Robot Legions
I wasn't
marching
gonna
on
wait.
DC yet.
I wasn't going to wait for you to step.
Jesus.
John, you're right.
Jeez,
Lord,
LP.
you was. I played that game for a month and a half.
Charles, Warmutt's gotten quite good at playing live, and you're pretty good at playing live too, if I recall.
We're gonna
But
feel
no,
crazy.
Jeff, it's as easy as saying that the Confederates were afraid of Conestoga and Tyler, or Lexington and Tyler.
Yeah, you know, every game I've got for Shiloh, those two boats don't do shit. They had no effect in this damn game unless the Confederates get down there where they can see them.
Well, it's hard to hit stuff that you can't see.
Yeah, but they had a range of 35 hexes in that game, but they still had. I'm like, well, what the fuck is the use if you can't see what to do?
Well, that's the problem, right?
They needed a balloon with a spotter.
Jesus. I mean, even then, they weren't exactly howitzers they were shooting. Let's see. Because, again, they were wood clads, right? Or timber clads?
Those were
They were
those were
converted. So it's not like they were even, you know what I mean?
No, I have the strategy. Actually, Al Smith, the guy that's the developer for the Wilderness, he commented on my YouTube video, my final one, with some strategy tips because those guys, they play those things all the time, nonstop. He said I should have took. His suggestion was where I had Breckenridge, I should have just not taken Polk around the right side and just broke with Breckenridge right through the middle. But I always thought, that Johnston's original strategy was, everybody talks about Pittsburgh Landing. Well, yeah,
What the hell just happened?
drive the Confederates or drive the Union away from the river.
Well, that's the issue, though, right? Is that it's a good idea because that's what Johnston tried to do, right? Was anchor his flank on the river, but then the gunboats got after him.
So I've never gotten that far in a Shiloh game.
No, I know, but I'm saying that
always get chased off.
I'm saying I agree with you that that's a good idea, but in practice, when you've got 10 8-inch guns pointing at you, then all of a sudden it's problematic, right? Because a 3-inch gun is a pretty sizable piece on land,
right?
And then you square cube, that's like a tenth of the actual shell weight of an 8-inch gun. Actually, I could probably look that up right now. Figure out what an 8-inch Dahlgren projectile weighs.
Must go on a chain game play of all these games he's got.
I plan on doing that. I'm gonna get myself a playlist on.
Just back to back because they're
What I do-
they're all short plays, and this ought to be awesome.
Well, I'm gonna get these decision games out of the way. Get these blue decision games out of the way. and then
What's
we'll
the biggest one you got? What's the biggest thing you bought?
Well, the issue is he's got some of the strategy and tactics, so they don't necessarily be big, but they're fucking kind
Didn't
of
he
rough
buy
sometimes.
one that was like the Victory in the West system that we were talking about?
I got all those.
No, I picked up a Victory in the West. I don't remember what it was. It's the Patton one, which
Yeah.
is supposed to be the easy one.
I've got that around here somewhere. You should play that.
Well, I did it. Yeah, so there you go. So an 8-inch Dahlgren would fire something between 55 and 60 pounds.
Oh, I'm glad you said it. There was another. Oh shoot, there was one unit in the Union Army, and they had a weapon. They were equipped with a weapon that I'd never heard of, and it's not the guys that had those repeaters like a Chickamauga. It was it started with a D, but it was shit. And they got a +1 modifier out to 4 hexes. but I can't think of what it was. It started with a D, and it was an infantry weapon.
So not wait, I don't know. Nord, I fired a number of grasshoppers, and those are all pretty delightful. I think the biggest thing I've ever been by was a 9-pound Napoleon, and it was unpleasant to stand that close to.
Now I got to find this fire chart. I got to find out what this weapon was. Now that I brought
So
it
we're
up.
going to do historical here. I'm going to go read. So
It was called a Dimick rifle.
How do you spell that?
Wait,
Dimick.
yeah, that also sounds way familiar.
Oh yeah, bingo.
They had one
Dimick
regiment.
rifle.
Union
Oh,
Army.
yeah, it's because you made them in St. Louis.
Basically a Hawken, but
Yes.
With some serious range, and they had some serious positive multipliers out to like most of the weapons that fire in there, like your rifled muskets, they would get like a +1 at 2 hexes, which is 200 yards. But
Yeah.
these things here got a +1 out to 400 yards, and they could fire up to like 800.
Yes. Yeah, he made those in St. Louis. Yeah, dog.
I remember the first time because they were in hurlbutts. No, they were either in hurlbutts or William Wallace or Wallace's.
I'm guessing it was Colonel John W. Burge's Western Sharpshooters.
Yeah, 66 Illinois. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what their mother formation was, though.
We'll hang out with the guys.
At Shiloh, they were under. Why is this not listed? Why is that not listed?
First
Doesn't
time
matter.
were-
Shit.
Some of them were Michigan, weren't they?
First time they got into range and fired, I was like, "What the fuck?"
66 Illinois, right?
Yeah, but then also they had Missourians also. I'm trying to figure out where. Oh, there's Shiloh. So Shiloh, let's see here. Shiloh, scroll down. Opposing forces, Union Order of Battle, Army of Tennessee. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep
Yeah.
scrolling.
The 14th Missouri, right?
Eventually, Burgess Western Sharpshooters were in the 2nd Division under Wallace, in 2nd Brigade under John MacArthur.
John McCarthy. Okay, yeah, McCarthy. So it was Wallace's. Yeah.
Yep.
And I had sent them over to backup Hurlbut, who got crushed, and they rolled up in there to fill that hole. And like I said, when I went to fire them the first time, I was like, "What the fuck are these?" I thought it was a misprint on the counter.
So Hexy,
Yeah.
that same unit in 63 gets Henry's.
Okay, so who is the who? Wait a minute, is that the same guys that run around Chickamauga in elite status, pretty much because they can fire freaking all day long, pretty much?
Reload on Sundays.
It was a whole brigade of them, I think, had it in Chickamauga. Had the Henrys.
I don't know if Burgess
The
Sharpshooters were at
Spencers
Chickamauga.
might do that too. I don't know.
Because there's always a special rule in every Chickamauga game I play for that regiment.
Next time you do a Chickamauga game, let me know.
Well, you'll see it on his YouTube. It'll be there for eight years.
Well, there's one already on there. The first videos that I shot were Glory Chickamauga.
One of my ancestors' farms is basically on the battlefield.
Which
So
one?
as Bragg marched north on September 18th, his cavalry and infantry fought with Union cavalry and mounted infantry, which were armed with Spencer repeating rifles. There you go. Oh, Jeffrey, you know the Chickamauga game we're going to have to play?
Oh, Jeffrey.
I had that effect on people.
Oh.
Now,
All right, are you guys going to be
Game
smartasses, or are we going to talk about the glory and brilliance of Mr. Letman?
Oh, his Black Swan?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the pre-Kickstarter ad for that.
Yeah, dude.
And they're reprinting a Fearful Sacrifice.
The third edition, buddy, or third printing. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's a new
it-
edition. I
it's
know they were
not- there's
talking
nothing
about.
new. It's just a reprint.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of sad because I know they were talking about adding the, excuse me, adding the cavalry action into the third printing, but I guess that means that they're doing the third printing before they finish that up.
Yeah. Oh well.
It looks pretty warm up.
Now, Brian, you had me all excited. You were doing Hex Encounter. Now you ruined it.
But
Well, I gotta go clean my eye out again, but by the time that I get back, y'all are probably have ended. So, good night.
Bye,
Yeah,
Ray.
we're gonna be wrapping up here.
Hey, Reese.
Take care, buddy.
take care. See ya. Yeah, just need a better table, man. But that's where my Hex Encounter play will be.
Where?
Where you see it
In the
right there.
corner.
Over in the corner?
Yeah. So dog loves sleeping under that table, so I left their bed right there. So,
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
die. Any hoot. Oh. I'll have it all.
I didn't know they made a Great Battles of Alexander Deluxe.
Here, yeah.
Oh. No, the only clipping I was doing earlier today, or during the stream, Nordic, was clipping these into these to fit these. And now I've got to spray all of them this weekend when it's going to be nice. And then I got to paint them all. And I got about 2 weeks
Oh,
to get them done.
Skeeters.
He says he doesn't think it's called deluxe, but it has the modules from all the years past in one box. Very cool. Well, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up for the night.
Wrap it up.
I was just having fun.
What's that?
I was having fun.
Yeah, well, I got to go check on Donna, make sure she's okay.
Yeah. Gonna have Hexy place Arnold on the map for me, man.
There you
Well,
go.
then we'll have to get on Facebook so I can see what you do.
Oh, baby.
I need to find closer.
So,
Okay.
all right, guys.
So yeah,
Next week we'll be here. I should be in the middle of painting all of these damn ships.
You should be done by then.
Should.
I'm not going to be able to spray them until this weekend.
Oh.
Should.
So, but thanks all for showing up. I know we didn't talk much about 3D printing. We'll get to it eventually. So, take care. And as always, until next time, we will see you on the flip side.